This week on Football Mezzanine, we take a look at Jose Mourinho's tactical masterclass over Jurgen Klopp, Arsenal's shockingly good performance over Watford, and West Ham fans showing their discontent through pitch invasions and money being thrown at the owner. We've got Salah, do. Oh, Mane, do. I'm sorry, Streetcar.
That happened or didn't. I don't know.
You predicted something last week.
Did I?
Yeah, let's just take a moment and.
I think I predicted.
No. Let's just take a moment.
Not here.
And let our listeners hear what you predicted last week.
1-4. What should happen? Salah brace and a Firmino brace with Ox with 3 assists and Milner with 1. Watch it happen next week on the podcast. I swear to freaking quote me on it. So
4-1. Yeah.
Yeah, 4-1.
Firmino with a brace, Salah with a brace.
A little. Salah. Yeah, I did say though it's down to how Mourinho sets his team up, and credit where credit's due. Mourinho came up with a bamboozle.
He's got to be psychic because he completely changed it from 4-1 to a different score. So.
Yeah. Probably not your best day in terms of predictions, Streetcar, but do you want to move on to figuring out how they beat you so comprehensively? Even though I think the scoreline suggests it was a close game, but I personally think that was the worst Liverpool performance I've seen in a long time.
Okay, to be fair, it wasn't that bad. It was just that United were set up in such a perfect way to combat exactly what we're trying to do, and it also goes to show it
looked so easy for them though.
It goes to show the inexperience and a slight naivety in this Liverpool squad.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
but it's a good learning experience for them to go to Old Trafford and to have this loss come at this point of the season where it was really looking like we could secure that second spot.
Yeah.
But it's a good learning experience in the sense that it gives us something more to learn from for the Champions League itself, because we're gonna have more of these teams that we're gonna face in the coming weeks.
Yeah, for sure. And as I said, it just seemed like a complete anticlimactic.
This game really reminded me of Chelsea Liverpool at Anfield, the 2-0 in 13-14.
I think that was a little bit different.
It was a little different in the sense that what was on stake, and even the setup, but it's the similarities that I see are it's the same manager who's come again and
kind of ruined
bursted
your bubble. Yeah, bursted your bubble. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just want to start off by saying, first off, congrats to Ansh for predicting the score. I think if we were going to keep a tally, that'd be 1-0 for him.
Thanks, Tristan.
And then 0 for us. Screw you, Ants. Secondly, I just what I want to touch base on is if you look at the score and then you look at the stats, it's almost like 14 shots for Liverpool and only 2 on target. 1, what the hell? 2, if you look at just even the possession, 68% for Liverpool. And 5 shots for Man U and just 2 on target.
Mourinho likes to set up.
I mean, I think the numbers never tell the whole story. If you
I agree. It's crazy that you can have that many shots, not bury it.
Trust me.
And have the possession, and then Man U.
We've had much more shots with no goals before.
Man U's so clinical on the counter. I find it doesn't take them very many opportunities, but they bury them.
Yeah,
that is the linchpin of Mourinho teams. They will defend for their lives, and then once they get a single counterattack, they'll bury you. That's exactly right, Tristan. Yeah, you called it.
Yeah, and this Liverpool team learned that today. Mourinho didn't exactly sit back like he did at Anfield. It was a bit more of an open game, but not really, because if you looked at the game itself and how he set up, he had 3 defenders on Salah at every single moment.
Oh yeah, Salah was shut down in this game.
Salah was completely shut down.
That's smart though. Mourinho's good with that, tactically shutting down players.
And this was a game where we really could have used Coutinho.
I was thinking that too. It's like someone who's more of a creative, deep-lying midfielder rather than just the free three frontmen for you guys.
Or even someone like Lallana, who I think should have started for this game, just because it gives you the two-footedness that you require to unlock defenses.
Yeah. Like
I was thinking, with Salah, you have the left foot, sure. His right foot isn't as strong. So to maneuver those, I guess, tight spaces, you need someone who's comfortable on taking the ball off his left to his right or the other way around.
Right, and you need like someone feeding those front three instead of just letting the front three doing the work by themselves. Right. And I feel just that's a little bit where Liverpool lack. They lack like a top quality, deep lying midfielder, I think, who can really take the game by the circle.
And that's where Keith is going to come in this summer, because I think he's a quality addition.
Right.
Because he fills in that role of a not really attacking, not really defensive midfielder, not really holding. He can play multiple roles.
Right. Yeah. Tristan, you were saying something?
Well, I was gonna say, how about that game though? That was an early one to watch for you, for us. How would you guys feel waking up for that?
Thing is, I woke up in the 10th minute of the game. I was like, oh man, shit, I have to watch this. So I was in bed.
That's why they lost.
Load up my A stream.
That's why they lost.
It's all your fault.
13 minutes in, I get my game. I think it was at 12:40, like 12 minutes 40 seconds into the game. I was just chilling. 1 minute in, one goal goes in.
Yeah, I think they scored in like the 14th minute with Rashford.
Yeah.
And Rashford, who was expecting Rashford to start that game? No one. Mourinho pulled a complete wild card on that one, and then I don't think Klopp was expecting Rashford at all. And Trent Alexander-Arnold really struggled as a result, because I don't think
Alexander-Arnold, he started the same fixture last year, and he received a fair bit of criticism because of his performance last year as well in the same fixture.
Right.
An interesting fact, his uncle is one of the top level executives at United.
Whoa.
Which is kind of interesting.
That's weird.
He's on that board of Manchester United, and it's kind of funny.
Jokes.
That's pretty jokes.
I think Rashford really caught Liverpool by surprise there, and his performance too. I was kind of thinking maybe he'd be a little short on confidence because it's the first game he started in almost 3 months, but he came into it and
he played great.
Mourinho kind of has despite what we say about Mourinho, he kind of has a way of motivating his players when it really matters in these big games, and. Rashford
to be fair, Klopp does that too, but he just couldn't set up his team properly for today.
Yeah, I don't think his tactics were able to cope with Mourinho today.
Right.
Or not today, but obviously, yeah.
Okay. If I'm being a little petty here, I have to say there were a couple of questionable decisions going against us.
Oh, I want to hear one of
not to take anything away from United. I think they were really good in nullifying the threat that Liverpool offer in their attack.
Yeah.
But I just think that there were, I think, 4 or 5 refereeing decisions that could have turned this loss into an ugly win. And we've seen this in the past with teams who haven't played well on their day, but still have got maybe a bit of luck or some decisions go their way, which helps them in winning these key games and key points.
Right. And I just feel like Liverpool lack a bit of that side to their game, which is not a bad thing. It's just how it is.
No, yeah, it's not
where they would maybe try to influence the referee.
We're not well versed in the dark arts as well as United is.
Yeah, for sure.
There were a couple of questionable occasions. There should have been, I think, 2 penalties, maybe even at least one.
Which one are you talking about?
The handball.
Yeah, the handball. I thought that was definitely a penalty. I don't think the Mane was a penalty. I think that was just a coming together.
Right. That was question. So I'm just saying maybe one penalty would have been fair.
Yeah.
And that would have been enough to draw that game, and then we talk about a completely different picture with us not 5 points behind, but we're 2 points behind instead.
Yeah, I guess, but
that was a hard
and
loss.
Also, so there was a Rashford yellow. Rashford should have gotten a yellow because he was celebrating with the crowd. Usually that's a yellow card.
There's so much inconsistency there. That pisses me off.
He also had this really really wild tackle on Milner.
Yeah, one game you give it, and one game you don't. It's just
guess it depends
so frustrating. On the ref. That's so stupid. It shouldn't depend on the ref.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Also, there was a routine yellow that was not given for Sanchez for blocking a free kick.
Yeah. that at all.
Also, the studs up challenge on Mane.
Yeah, there were a lot of...
Which we have seen Mane being sent off for that this season.
Anyone noticing all of the unfair calls were all for Liverpool against Man United?
You mean the other way around?
Against Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
At home.
Despite all those calls, it still didn't really feel like a rough game or anything. It was just a bunch of isolated
No, it wasn't a rough
incidents.
game. It wasn't a rough game at all. But I'm just saying that we've seen games like this in the past go to the team that hasn't been the best on the day.
Right.
And I'm just saying that this could have gone another direction if a couple of decisions went our way. But that's not to take away from the fact that United did do what they do so well.
Wait, so are you saying Man U didn't have the better game this one against Liverpool?
No, they did.
No, I'm saying Man U had the better game for sure. But the result itself could have been different had the refereeing been a bit more just.
Yeah, just a couple calls here and there and changes up the game completely.
Right, and also changes up the picture for top four.
Although Liverpool not being able to capitalize on the amount of corners they had, that was a major issue I found personally.
I mean, United are not a team that really concedes from corners.
Yeah, but 13? And you can't put one?
Okay, but that's...
How have they been the rest of the season on corners?
Dude, which one of those Liverpool players is going to beat,
And you also have to know that our team isn't the tallest team when you compare it to United.
I think you guys only have Van Dijk.
We only have Van Dijk. That's the only one who's tall and robust, whereas United have...
And wait, he can't capitalize 100% of the time?
They brought on Fellaini later on in the game. Matic.
I think it's kind of... I don't think looking at stats does the game justice. Even though they had 13 corners, but Liverpool aren't the team who would score from corners, in my opinion. They would concede from corners, but they wouldn't score from...
We've scored
But that's a big part of the game that you're shutting down at that point.
Yeah, but that's just because they're not... That's the same with City, you could say, but look where they are, obviously. There's other ways to score.
And Liverpool can't score. It's not like we can't score. We've seen it in numerous games this season.
Yeah, true, of course.
I'm not saying that, but it is a big facet of the game where you need to be able to score from corners. Otherwise...
Also, I really think
I don't think you need to be able to. I think it helps, but I don't think you need to be able to.
Right.
It's a big facet of the game.
I mean, a lot of
if you can't score from corners, I mean, you're less likely to score also from crosses then. It's pretty similar.
Right, but then
you get a little bit more of a break, so you can move around the players a little bit, get a bit more freedom, but still, it
helps
enough.
But yeah, I guess every team has their own philosophy. You can't say Barca aren't doing well because they don't score from corners, but they have their own philosophy of playing. And
I never said Barca couldn't score from corners though.
But I don't think they can.
I don't know. I haven't checked their stats, so I have no clue.
Fair. I haven't either.
Also, did you guys see Juan Mata's miss?
Yo, that was so reminiscent of the goal he almost scored at. Sorry, the goal he scored at Anfield a couple seasons ago.
Yeah, I think that was a bit further out in the box, but that was pretty funny. Mourinho's reaction after was pretty funny too. I mean, okay, it wasn't funny as in that was a clear goal scoring chance that could have seen us go down 3 goals, but it was funny that he missed.
True.
And Mourinho with some Oscar winning performance right there with his reaction.
Dude, do you see his note?
Yeah.
It was actually they were able to get a picture of that and they published it on the internet, and I'm pretty sure what the note said. It was actually fascinating. He said target Lovren with the second balls with Lukaku winning it in the air, and that's actually where both of the goals came from, which is fascinating.
Lovren, I think today was poor. Same with Trent. The entire back line barring Van Dijk.
You said that Lovren has improved.
I did.
I kind of agree. I agree with you, but I just feel like he's had way too many of these performances to keep justifying his inclusion in the team.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see that this summer where he's going to get shipped off like Mignolet.
I hope so. I don't see how Klopp keeps trusting him in these big games.
Maybe he doesn't have very many
that's
options.
Just his style of managing.
I mean,
that's his style of...
Don't you think Matip would have been better for this game?
No.
Really?
I honestly don't think so.
I haven't seen Matip.
Lovren on his Lovren had an off. It was one of his off days, but Lovren on his day can be good, better than Matip in my opinion.
Okay, interesting.
Peak Matip versus peak Lovren.
Okay, but I just haven't seen Matip make so many mistakes. He's just like a solid.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that, to be honest, either, but I don't know. Matip just doesn't fill me with confidence on the ball for some reason. I don't know why. No, whenever I see him, maybe because he's a bit lanky, not as, robust as Van Dijk. I don't know, it's just the feeling I get from him. It's hard to explain, but...
Well, we wouldn't want you to feel bad, Shrikar, so... Anyway... What do you guys think of Rashford finally, getting a start and finally scoring? Do you think he should be starting for England in the World Cup?
No, not starting.
Over Harry Kane?
Not over Harry Kane. Maybe like on the wing or something.
Oh, okay. Depends on his consistency.
That's the thing, though. We haven't seen too much of him this season.
Yeah, which is kind of sad because I think he deserves to be starting over some of the underperforming stars for United this season.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if anything... I was going to say, if anything, it comes down to consistency, at least when you're picking for World Cup. You want who's actually playing good at the time, more so than your star or brand name players, if anything. So I would just bring it down to that, who's really on fire at the moment, and then play them. That's your best chances, if anything. But we haven't really seen too much of them, so odds are a little bit against, but who knows. See what happens. There's still a bit
but
of
I wouldn't be
games left
disappointed if he started.
Yeah, I would be disappointed. That's fair, but maybe there's better options
does
at the
he
time.
want to start? Yeah.
Yeah, it also depends a lot on the system that Southgate plays.
Right.
I mean, you got Raheem Sterling that's going to be up there, obviously, on one of the wings.
Yeah, Sterling.
Yeah.
Kane, maybe Lingard, Ali. Who knows?
Ali.
They're just gonna anyway, they're gonna lose the
also,
group stage.
We missed Henderson this game, which I think was we needed him for this game.
Yeah,
and
you needed a lot of those sideways passes. I'm joking.
Henderson gets a lot of stick for that, but I think Henderson's pretty good.
A
lot of Liverpool fans.
We're just twisting the knife into Shrikar at the moment with every little dig we give him.
I just feel like you guys are lacking a really powerful central midfielder who's world class. I think that's one thing. A Gerrard in his prime, or I don't know. Maybe Keita can be that. Maybe he can't. But I feel like your midfield three is
a team of Gerrards.
Like your midfield three is good. It's not
great. Good, but it's not good enough.
I feel like your front three is that's your team. I feel like.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough on that game.
Oh man, I so wish we get... I mean, if United get knocked out by Sevilla, I'm happy. But if not, I really want to get them in the Champions League. I would be so ecstatic.
Another team that Shrikar hates.
Yet another.
We're just stacking them up at this point,
I guess.
Oh, I hate both of them. I don't mind. Oh, no, I really don't want to get Sevilla. No. No Sevilla.
You'd rather Man U over Sevilla?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Really?
Dude, we will shit the bed against Sevilla if we play them again.
Okay, interesting.
I kid you not. We will lose if we play Sevilla again.
Another one of Shrikar's predictions.
That's so interesting. How Liverpool...
Sevilla is just our European bogey team. It's like the West Brom of Europe.
Okay, well, how many times have you guys played them?
In recent seasons, we've played them once in that final in the Europa League. Where
so it's just one.
Yeah, and then we had the draw at Anfield this season, and then we had the other draw
3-3
at Sevilla, the 3-3.
Oh, yeah, I remember now.
I don't back this Liverpool team mentally to beat Sevilla, because I don't think it's down to a physical play at this point against Sevilla, because if we face them again in a high-pressure situation, with Lovren and Matip at the back, no way.
Freaking Lovren, man. Let's move on to the Chelsea Crystal Palace game, the other team in the top six, and in the top six. Not in the top four, but 2-1, just a regular
routine
win to get things slightly back on track, but they're still 5 points behind, I think, Liverpool.
Yep.
Chelsea. And Tristan, what did you make of this game as a Chelsea fan?
It was at least a good game
4 points, but
kind of like you said, get things on track, give them a bit of confidence going into, especially this coming week with the Barca matchup. That's, I guess, on Wednesday. But yeah, so it was good. Get their players back on prime. It was nice to see Willian get back to the way he's been in recent form, or keep it up at least. Their shots, I mean, they got plenty of them with 27. decent amount on target, good possession. So it was a good game for at least them to get on track. I'm glad they won. And too bad about the shutout, though, at the end there for Courtois.
Oh, yeah, at the very end, Van Aanholt scoring between his legs.
Yeah, at the 90th minute there.
Yeah, but not many interesting points from this game, I think, but other than the fact that Chelsea... The striker issue with Chelsea. Is it going to be Giroud or Morata? Like, what do you guys think? Like, who's going to start at the Camp Nou? Or are none of them going to start at the Camp Nou? Is he going to play Hazard again as a false nine?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to play a striker if I'm betting money. If they do, it's going to be Giroud. I think he's been playing better, even though he hasn't put one in. It'll just be kind of like more of a matter of time.
No, he scored one.
Yeah, he scored
one.
Oh,
yeah. But I mean, consistently, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
Yeah. But, Morata is just... He's not in form as of late, and you don't want to, in a big profile game like that, put someone who's really having a cold streak, so... I think, if anything, they did well with kind of like the counter-attacking style defensive they did in the first game, so that would be an option to consider. Maybe a bit of a risk to kind of go all out with a high-pressure attack, especially if you don't have the striker up the front, like the Diego Costa that we had last season.
Yeah, that is such a big miss for you guys.
Yeah.
Morata is so cold, it's incredible.
Honestly, I think if we had a striker like him, or at least was putting up the same kind of like attacking force up front, it'd be a completely different season.
He's
but you know what? It is what it is. And this season, as long as they can at least make Champions League, that's really all that matters.
I guess so. Yeah, it just seems like it's petering out for you guys. But next season's probably going to be a different manager.
In the Premier League. It's still close.
It still is close, and there's still enough games where anything can change.
And Liverpool
so we'll see what happens.
Chelsea, and Chelsea have to play Spurs.
Yeah. It's kind of ridiculous how Liverpool were looking like the team who was going to finish second, just last week. Now they're like...
No, one game before the United game, we were like looking cemented for second.
Not cemented, but fourth. They were
not cemented, fine, yeah.
Like they'd gone on such a large run of amazing performances, and now they're just like a couple of results, I think, from dropping out of the top four entirely. It's just crazy how tight it is.
But I guess it's just... I don't think Arsenal's gonna... They're 12 points behind of Liverpool. No, we're not gonna lose 4 games in our next 8. So I think Arsenal's completely out of that picture.
No, not Arsenal, but Chelsea. Chelsea.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, well, Liverpool is only 4 points ahead of Chelsea, and even Tottenham's only 1 point ahead of Liverpool. So I mean that 3 there, that anyone could drop out technically.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if they both have play each other
against each other.
Last couple games. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do United still have to play City? They do.
That's where we could wrap up our league title, dude.
Baby.
That would be amazing. If they lose a game before that, United, they might have to give us like a guard of honor. That would be fantastic.
Oh, so United still have to play City and Arsenal.
Yeah, but I mean...
Arsenal can like decide the fate of that top 4?
I backed them to beat Arsenal.
Yeah,
they're at home.
I do too, but if Arsenal want to like not make Spurs get top 4... They could do something there.
Now you're starting to pray, especially with the season that Arsenal's been having.
Yeah, good point, Tristan.
Really pray to the gods. This is more hope than it is logical sense.
To be fair, Arsenal have been getting a little bit back on track recently, and that moves on to our next point.
I wouldn't get carried away though.
Well, obviously not carried away, but their most recent.
With 1 game back on track. Oh, I mean, we could have said the same thing about Chelsea. 1 game back on track, but yeah.
But beating Milan away in the San Siro 2-0, not conceding a goal, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they still do have to put in a performance for their reverse fixture, but
they do.
Milan's not the team they used to be, though. Either I find they've been doing better lately compared to past seasons, but.
Right, but I just the mental state that they were in, they were so fragile, Arsenal. If they conceded like a single goal, they would have collapsed. But like credit to them, like they actually stuck through, and like no one was expecting them to do well. No one was expecting them to get even a decent result.
Imagine they lost that game at the San Siro.
Dude, I would have expected that at this point. Like I wouldn't have seen them putting that performance in, but like
I figured it would have been like a draw if I was gonna call that one.
But they actually played a really solid game. And
same with today.
Yes, taking that confidence into today where they beat Watford 3-0. What'd you guys think of that?
Shrikar, you go ahead on this one.
They were good. They were good. Watford weren't as great, and also at 2-0 up, Dini missed that penalty, which if he scored could change the. Yeah, Dini with the jokes.
Did you guys see the Bellerin Twitter post?
Yeah, that was pretty jokes as well.
So basically, last season,
not last season, this season.
Oh, it was this season. Yeah, in the reverse picture. Bellerin conceded a penalty, and then Dini scored it. And then in the post-match, Bellerin said, "I don't think it was a penalty." And then Dini said, "It's probably because he has such long hair, he can't even see." And then today, Dini got another penalty, but he missed it. So then Bellerin posted on Twitter, I guess you didn't see that one either, eh? And that just set off like a
little jibe back at him.
But credit to Dini, he came out and was chilling with the Arsenal fans after the game. He met troops up. He met DT.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty jokes.
He's a thug.
How about Cech saving that penalty shot?
Yeah, 200th clean sheet. First penalty saved for Arsenal.
Yeah.
That was a nice one, though. Beautiful save.
Dini put it... who am I to talk? But
I can just imagine DT's reaction when he finally sees Cech save a penalty. I have to watch his video.
It was a good video.
Yeah, Arsenal played well. Their passing was good. I mean, they were pretty clinical as far as finishing goes too. Good. It was a good game for them. At least they'll give them a little bit better mental state going into the next couple. So yeah, because if they lost this would have been, I can just imagine all the fans' reactions and everything.
Yeah, the Emirates was actually empty, almost empty. Sorry, not all. Half empty for this game
like the Etihad there, Ansh?
No, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if this continues either until 1, they start continually winning, or 2, just until Wenger gets
Did you just
sacked.
say looking like the Etihad? Is that what you said?
I
just took that in. What a guy. Shut up. Shut up. That's not true. Anyway.
But I guess... Was there anything else that you guys stood out for the game in that one on you, or was it pretty just kind of clear cut?
It was kind of a routine win, but not really given the
Mkhitaryan's starting to step up. Mkhitaryan's starting to step up, and that's good.
But Arsenal face Leicester next. Or do they face Leicester or do they face Stoke? I don't exactly. I think it's Leicester away in the Prem next, and Leicester.
Well, you know what? No matter what team it is, if it's away in the Premier League,
it's away.
It's gonna be either I don't even want to say shock, but either a defeat or a very
Leicester
tough.
Are on form. They're on fire. Right now.
Especially Mahrez and Vardy.
Sensational goal.
It reminded me of that Robin van Persie goal when he let it drop over his shoulder and just hit it first time.
Yeah.
It was they're really on form.
It was such.
Vardy's definitely going to the World Cup.
Oh, of course he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another option that could potentially. Wait. Oh no, never mind. Going back, the Leicester game got postponed as a heads up.
How come? FA Cup?
I'm not sure why it got postponed. But
no, it's a PL game, but
the next one should be Arsenal Milan on Thursday.
Oh.
Next Thursday, right?
Or this Thursday?
No, I don't think they're gonna do Europa back to back.
Oh yeah, the 15th.
Oh really?
Oh, I guess Europa League has just 1 week
maybe.
breaks.
Interesting.
Or whatever. No one cares about
it's the league too.
Who cares?
No one cares. I'll probably watch it still though. It'd be interesting if they lose 3-0.
I bet the teams in the Europa League care about the games.
I don't Arsenal they do.
The teams in the Europa League that care about the games are the teams like Arsenal and Milan, who are not well placed in their league position enough.
They need the cups. They need the cup wins.
Yeah.
They badly
That's the
need
only
them.
route.
Yeah, they just need it for qualifications to the Champions League if they win it.
Right.
Arsenal needs it, or Wenger needs it to keep his job. Although, actually, you know what? Probably not. The way they've been keeping him every year.
No, I do think he needs it to keep his job. I think he's going to leave if he doesn't win the Europa League.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if he wins
at least
it,
he's better. If he doesn't, I will be surprised.
I've lost all sense of emotion with this Arsenal board, so I wouldn't be surprised no matter what happens.
I'd be surprised if they win the league, the Europa League.
I'd be surprised if they win the league. What?
That wouldn't happen.
No
way.
Little bit.
Can that even statistically happen now?
No, they're 30 points behind.
No, they can't.
Yeah,
they can't. It physically can't happen.
You need to believe though, Shrikar. You need to believe anything is possible. Math is
I'll
not part of the
try.
equation.
I'll try.
Should we move on to the Bournemouth Tottenham
Spurs
games?
Yeah.
Or game?
Harry
It was
Kane.
looking like it was gonna be a good day, where Bournemouth maybe beat Tottenham, but it wasn't to be.
Can I donate my ankle to Harry Kane?
No, screw him.
What? Dude.
Another one of the hate.
Stop.
There's definitely some, like I said before, deep-seated, like, getting beaten up by a bunch of Spurs fans.
Okay, I would never
as
wish
a
injury
child.
on a player. Like, I would never wish that, because I really wanted to see Salah and Kane go at it for the Golden Boot head-to-head with no injuries. But
Oh, true. He's out for the Golden Boot.
no, I wouldn't put it past him. He can come up in like the last game of the freaking season and score 7. I wouldn't put it past him.
No, but dude, like, what if he's out for the World Cup? It's ligament
I don't think
damage.
he's gonna be out for the.
He'll be out
the
for
injury
a month
looked
at
pretty
least.
bad, but
I mean, at least he was able to walk off, but still,
Mhm.
like ligaments, you never know. I really hope he isn't, man.
he was spotted on crutches on the way out of the stadium. So,
Yeah.
mm.
Oh,
I wouldn't be
man.
surprised if it's close to a month.
Or more than a month. Last time
Probably
he
more.
had
Honestly, probably more.
Last time he had the same injury last season, he was out for 2.5 or something.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. It depends on the severity of how
Right.
much damage you have, but it'll be at least a month plus.
And I guess we'll see tomorrow, like the state of the injury.
That kind of sucks. Like, he could be either out of the World Cup, or B, like, just recovering for the World Cup, which would mean he's not at his best for the World Cup.
Well,
Right.
Not to mention, not even thinking about the World Cup, Champions League, staying in that top 4, right?
I think
For the
they'll
rest
be
of the
fine
season? For the rest of
without
the
him.
season without Harry Kane up at the front?
No, like we've seen
You know
today, Son stepped up.
Like, they
yeah,
had
but
that,
to be fair, it was Bournemouth.
they had the same
Also
situation
true.
last season actually too, and they actually won, I think, all of their games that he was out for. So they actually coped surprisingly well.
Yeah, but were they playing a lot of the top 6 teams?
I don't know. It was 2 months, so 2 months is a long time. But I don't know. You're right. He is obviously a huge miss for them. He's their best player.
Right.
But man, we need
Yeah,
him
we'll
for
have to see
England.
what happens. I guess we'll see in the next game when they face. I don't know who they face.
I think it's
but
Newcastle.
whoever
Yeah, they
face.
play Oh wait, no, Newcastle's postponed, so it's Swansea. Swansea on the Saturday. And then, but yeah, they also have a game coming up against Chelsea, which is the following. Tottenham as well, or Man City as well. So they got 2 big games coming up within essentially 1 month time. So
We shall see. Son has been doing so well though recently.
FPL pick, get him in, guys. Get him in.
Yeah, I guess so. That's a good idea, since he's the main man now.
yeah,
He's
Son's
been
had a
scoring.
great game.
He's been scoring a lot of goals, especially in the Champions League as well. Key player for them.
Yeah, he's really been stepping
But
up.
they're out. Ha.
Shut up.
What a jackass.
Try again next year.
Says the Liverpool fan. Next year's our year. Thanks for playing. Try again next year. Good one.
Roll up the rim, boys.
But yeah,
Haven't won a
Tottenham
single
had
one of those
a
this
good
year.
game. The stats were even looking good for them too, and they got buried a bunch of goals, so that'll help at least their plus
Yeah.
minus.
4 goals.
We should have a segment just for Tristan called Stat Attack.
Stat
Where he just hits us with stats.
Man, I'm a stats man
Stats,
to an
man.
extent.
I'm down.
Heart and stats.
Got my stats midterm in 3 days.
Oh, good luck with that.
Hire
It should be
Tristan
good,
to
though.
tutor you.
No. Stats is like my best course right now.
Oh shit.
But other courses aren't looking that good.
That's good.
There's quite a few courses there that I'm banking on that final. But
That's like
yeah,
engineering
I
in
hope-
general. You just bank on the final.
Like, yeah, I'll kill the final.
failed a
you know.
midterm, don't worry, kill the final.
No worries, you know.
Put just 100% on that final.
That's the way to go. Put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
you know,
I've known people that just don't even go to the midterms. They just come to the final
Doesn't
and then
show
bake
up for the
everything on there.
entire semester.
Genius.
Honestly.
Doesn't show up for the midterms. Doesn't show up for office hours. Studies 2 hours before the final.
Oh, I don't think I've went to a
Boys.
single office hours.
Yeah.
Unless they screwed up a test, and then you're just like...
Yeah, basically that's the only reason I've been there. But I guess moving on to one of the most
Interesting
violent
incident.
disastrous.
Oh, the West Ham.
Pathetic performance all around by a club I've seen from top to bottom in my history of watching this league.
That's
where
a
the
bit extreme.
fans were shambolic, the players were shambolic, the owners were shambolic, the stadium was shambolic.
Bro, have you
the
seen
police,
Arsenal?
The stewards. Okay, Arsenal comes a very close second, but to see the entire club from top to bottom just implode like that was kind of shocking.
Yeah. For the listeners who don't know, we're talking about West Ham and their crazy set of events that went on when they played Burnley. Oh, it was at home, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
they
it was
lost.
at home.
Oh yeah, they were at home.
I don't think they can call it a home.
Yeah, it
Because
was.
they're gonna get kicked out.
Not with the
soon.
hatred either. There was so much hatred in
And
the
it really
stands.
makes me question the move from the owners in the first place. Like their old ground was fine. I didn't see a reason. Like I'm not that well versed with West Ham's situation. Like I don't know if they had to move, but it seemed like all the fans were against it.
Really?
Yeah, like most of the fans I've talked to were against, like or seen on the internet were against it.
Why? What's wrong?
Because I think they preferred like the old school bowling ground. Where also if you look at the London Stadium right now, it's so far. The pitch is so far away from the stands. It's almost bothersome.
It's an Olympic stadium, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Olympic
So
Stadium.
like, aren't there running tracks around the pitch?
There's running tracks around the pitch.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm sure they could have done something to get the fans closer to the pitch because it's really far.
That's why the fans took it into their own hands by invading the pitch. They just wanted to get a closer view of the game.
Yeah. They also wanted corners to be taken from the center of the pitch.
Yeah, so again, anyone who didn't watch that, there was just a bunch, one after another, fans that would just invade the pitch. One guy actually took the flag and brought it right to the middle there, the corner flag. Started waving it too around like a hero.
What actually sparked that? I didn't see the whole incident, Shrikar.
I think it was so the owners of West Ham were in the stadium for the game,
right?
And they were watching from their box.
Okay.
And
wow, they actually showed up.
Yeah, they actually showed up for once.
Anyway.
And the fans started singing against them once I think the first goal went in.
Okay.
And then things just got really heated and intense. And there was a mass gathering in front of the box.
Oh, fuck.
Where people were throwing coins at the owners. There were brawls in the stands against fans themselves.
Oh.
In fact, 30 coins were thrown at them.
Yeah.
Including like the
kids
£2
were taken
coins
into the Burnley
too.
subs bench.
Yeah, and apparently it got so violent that I was actually surprised that when I read this, apparently they let the kids in the stands come onto Burnley's subs bench because it was safer. But why didn't why didn't West Ham's bench do that? Because they were the home team.
I think West Ham's team are a bit like just how the London Stadium is. I think it's a bit further.
Oh, okay.
Like the bench itself.
I would hope so.
Think it's as close together as other stadiums in the Prem.
That's a bit embarrassing, man. That entire thing.
Yeah, it really is.
So the entire thing was just sparked because the fans are against the owners?
Yeah, and I guess it's the run of results. It's the stadium. It's the way
Moise.
the club is being run.
David Moise.
To be fair to Moise has done a decent job. I mean,
Really?
it is West Ham.
I guess. But
They can't be salvaged anyways.
I mean, they have
Yeah.
a bunch of good players, man. I think they could have done better. I don't know, honestly, but they have Chicharito. They have...
Yep. Joe Hart at the back.
Okay, but...
It was a big
Sadly,
move when he went there originally.
I mean, yeah, it's not down to the goalkeeper.
They have
like all the problems.
Arnautovic.
Has done well, but...
Yeah, the fans just,
Zabaleta...
Yeah. Don't they have Fonte as well?
Font, yeah.
fans absolutely hate the owner though, because you could even see in the stand just like signs that would say like "Get out of our club" kind of thing.
Yeah.
With pictures of them and everything. I think actually one of the co-owners, after getting hit in the face with a coin, started crying. I think David Gold.
See, I don't know what to make of that. Like, is it? Can you blame the fans, or I guess you can. Obviously, the fans who threw coins.
Yeah, that's a little too far.
But
blame the fans.
showing discontent, I can understand, or you know what, even maybe the signs, but throwing the coins was a little too far. But personally, I find the pitch invasion funny, but it's also not my team, so.
They invaded the pitch more than once, right?
4 times.
Yeah.
4 times. That's
4
just
times
stupid.
in a game
like
is
that's not gonna solve
unacceptable.
anything. That's just not. It's not gonna solve anything.
A, it's not going to solve anything. And B, where were the stewards?
Where were the stewards exactly? It took so long.
I read up on this, and apparently the deal with the state, like when they acquired the stadium last summer, the deal was they don't pay for their own stewards. So it's the London City Council that pays for and is responsible for the stewards themselves and like their scheduling, behavior, blah, blah, blah. And there's, I think, minimal policing. Not as much, because it's public and not private.
That's weird.
Which could have caused something. I don't know, like employing lower quality stewards. I don't know if that's even possible, but yeah, there's something.
It was just so
amiss.
weird. Like literally, he was on for like a good almost a minute, and Mark Noble got in a fight with him too, and he was just like gesturing.
No, because there were no stewards to push him down. What's he gonna do?
Yeah, like
he has to push him down.
I can understand his frustration too. Like he wants to obviously get on with the game and.
And I bet he said something vile to him.
Well, once one of the stewards actually got close, he was just kind of walking and watching the fan. Literally, and then Mark Noble came over, started yelling at him, being like, "What are you doing? Like, this is your job."
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, what was he doing? I don't get it.
He was walking. That whole thing was just kind of a bit of a shit show. It was a bad scenario for the club, the fans, and especially the owner. And
that brings us to our first award of the evening?
Oh, do you want to do
evening?
Okay, which one do you want to do first, though?
We might as well just go in
with West Ham.
Yeah. Well, so we might as well go in with our first of 2 awards, which is going to be Gary Neville's biggest disgrace of the week.
Yeah, and who are we gonna award it to?
None other than West Ham United Football Club.
Absolute disgrace they are.
The entire club from top to bottom.
The entire club, not just one person. The entire club.
Rip.
The owners, the fans, the players, the pitch,
the stewards,
the bubbles,
the badge, the bubbles, the bubble machine, the PA announcer.
That's a
everyone's just shit.
That's a bit brutal. Wow, Shrikar.
Savage.
I think Tristan said it last episode. If you keep doing this, we're gonna start having like a bunch of fans that just hate us.
You know what? I don't think they'll hate us. I think they're just gonna hate on Shrikar, which you know what, we're okay with.
To be fair,
that's fine.
I supported Spurs today. Okay.
It didn't sound like it.
It didn't really sound like it.
Well, that's my version of supporting.
Okay.
Yeah, just not entirely shitting on him is his support.
Wow.
I appreciated Spurs today, which means they did something to entice my support and not my hate, which is a good sign. And I'm sure West Ham will get into my good books. I don't know. Probably not.
But yeah, so for anyone who's not familiar with our awards, our biggest disgrace is normally given to a player. But we do make occasions or exceptions for certain occasions, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll move on to the next award, which is going to be my Golden Dude of the Week. But we're going to flip things around a little bit, and instead of me saying my Golden Dude of the Week for this one, we're going to actually ask Ansh and Shrikar what your Golden Dude of the Week would be if you had to pick someone.
I'm in a bit of a dilemma between Mkhitaryan and Heung-min Son. What do you think, Shrikar?
Neither. I think it has to go to Jose Mourinho.
So I'd like to hear your reasons on both your cases.
I mean, Mkhitaryan is really stepping up finally for Arsenal. He scored against Milan. I think he had a great performance against them. And again today, he was their best player. He assisted Aubameyang, and he scored their 3rd goal. I think his rise in form has coincided with Arsenal's rise in form too. So it's either him or Heung-min Son, who's just been brilliant for the past few games. And he really stepped up and made sure that Harry Kane wasn't missed. But
okay, who's your final pick? Because what we'll do is we'll have your pick and my pick, and Tristan can decide out of our 2 picks who to give the award to.
I'm going to give it to Heung-min Son. I think he's been key, and I think he's going to grow in influence. And he's kind of underrated in this Tottenham team, but he's definitely going to grow in influence and be the replacement for Harry Kane while he's gone.
And Peter Crouch actually mentioned that about both of them, like Son and Firmino, and how they revolutionized the role of the striker.
Good on Peter Crouch. He has my seal of approval.
I hope he is on that flight to.
I hope he starts. Yeah, in the World Cup, Peter Crouch.
Yeah, if he can get into Chelsea's transfer plans. I don't see why he can't get into Southgate's plans.
I think anyone can get into Chelsea's transfer plans.
But going back to the award, not to take anything away from Son or Mkhitaryan, I think they've done extremely well for the clubs this week. I just think Jose Mourinho has once again proved to everyone about his managerial credentials and how he still has it in him to come up with a game plan for the day that wins. And at the end of the day, the win is what matters.
Yeah, and I think I have a clip of you saying he's finished, mate, from last episode too. So good on you for admitting that.
That was a bit of a tongue-in-cheek. I think that was... I wasn't really... No, I've given Mourinho credit before.
Yeah, fair enough. So I'm good on you.
Yeah, no, Mourinho was great. Klopp just didn't get his sack at some point, and it was a good battle. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, so I guess, I was split between the two as well originally. If I was going to do player, I would have done Son just because he's been in such fine form. But I think based off of what had the bigger impact for the club for this week, I'm going to go with Jose Mourinho. This was a huge win for them. With the title race, or not the title race, but like the 2nd through 5th place being so tight as it is, the crucial win over Liverpool and having them go up 3 points ahead of them, I think was essential this week. The fact that he put in Marcus Rashford in, that we didn't expect who was going to go in, and then the fact that he did so well just shows that, you know what, he knew something that he knew that he was going to do well, and then he had the confidence in him to do so. So as a result, I think I'm going to go ahead and give my golden dude of the week is going to be to Jose Mourinho for this week.
Yeah, that's fair. So those were awards for the week. Quickly, we can look forward to the Champions League. Some big matches coming up this week, especially for you, Tristan. Chelsea are playing Barca at the Nou Camp.
Oh, yeah.
What's your gut feeling for this one?
Well, this one's going to be a tough one. The Barcelona Camp Nou pitch is wider than the Stamford Bridge one, so it kind of changes up the game quite a bit. It gives a lot more space for Barca to do their passing plays, so that's going to be tough to play defensively against. It's going to be a tough one. I think they're going to probably go with the attacking style that we saw that was effective in the first one, but you might see Giroud come in at the front just try and put a little bit more offense in, especially with the wider pitch going out. But that's going to be a very great or interesting game to watch, and should be hopefully an exciting one.
Do you think they could pull it off?
I think if I'm being honest, I think odds are against them, but we've seen in the past where any team can pull off the odds, and I think this one, the way they're lacking really striking force, I think odds are against them, but I'm hoping for it.
Yeah, that's fair. Chelsea Barca always has a bit of history and feisty.
I really wish Gary Neville was commentating on this game.
Do you remember that game when Torres scored against Valdez and he had that orgasm? Yeah, that would be fun.
Is there any other Champions League games going on too?
Oh man, there's 3 ties that could go either way. There's Shakhtar Roma.
But I think
Roma in the backseat. But Roma are playing at home, and I think they're going to pull through.
Yeah, I think Roma will take that one.
And there's also Bayern. Bayern are already through, though, pretty much.
Defeats 5-0. Besiktas,
they're
don't
done.
think they'd care.
Oh, yeah.
And so the other big one
small matter of United Sevilla.
The small matter.
United are at home.
I think they're going to be pretty comfortable in this one, if I'm being honest.
I don't know. Sevilla's got a good team. You know what? I kind of just hope Sevilla moves on just so I can see them face Liverpool.
This is going to be a pretty comfortable game for United. I just don't see it going any other way.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. But Sevilla are a decent side with European pedigree. So
I think Man United's going to win, but I don't think it's going to be a comfortable one where they're going to win convincingly. I think it'll be a 1-2 goal game.
I think, it might...
Or a game assisted by the refs again?
No, I think Man U's got this without the ref's assistance.
It'll probably be a 1-2 game, but I don't think Sevilla have like any killer instinct to really threaten United's goal. Right. So like it'll still be kind of comfortable, even though it's 1-2. Although you can never say for sure.
Have like the cheat code of De Gea in freaking goal.
Literally, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
David De Gea cheat code. Yeah, he did it. That was a nice one. Nice save.
I think, yeah, that's about it for this week's Champions League. There's not much to say because predictions can go either way. As Shrikar found out, predictions can go either way.
Yeah, but Shrikar lives in a fantasy world where Liverpool's just going to destroy everyone, and Tottenham Spurs fans just cry all the time.
To be fair, we beat Spartak 7-0 in the Champions League. 7 goals. Oh.
Okay.
So that means that every other team is going to get destroyed.
We've scored enough goals this season. Like 4-1 wasn't completely whack.
Against Man U? It's not like they've been having a cold streak. I never said we're going to keep a clean sheet.
Dude, I never said it's going to be 4-0. That would have been crazy.
No, you said 4-1.
Had I said we'd keep a clean sheet.
Okay, 4-1 wasn't crazy.
Keep a clean sheet.
We figured one goal. One goal will give Man U.
Yeah, one goal. You know, just because our defense is so crap. They're going to concede one goal anyway. Like, it's like we start with a deficit of one goal every game.
That's a good way to put it. That's kind of depressing, though.
Yeah, I think Karius is like the most clean sheets in the Champions League, though, oddly enough. Like, really? It's really weird.
Well, I think you guys have faced a lot of bad teams. Porto is surprisingly bad.
It's because we made them bad. No, they were pretty bad.
Yeah.
I was expecting more from them, but I guess it was just the tactical thing again.
James Milner also the leading assist maker in the Champions League. What a guy! He
goes around at Melwood just like bragging to people. Apparently, that,
are you serious?
Yeah,
I don't think James Milner is the guy who brags. That's funny.
No, if anything goes against him, like in training or something, he just says, "Yo, I'm the top like assistant. Like, what you got, mate?"
That's jokes.
Yeah, Milner,
yeah. What you got? Has any of the Liverpool players won the Champions League? No, right? You guys don't have like Pepe Reina anymore, so no.
Let me think.
You guys don't have any experienced players.
Salah? No.
No. No.
Did Salah come after the win with Chelsea though?
Oh yeah, way
League?
after.
Was he after that?
Oh,
season?
way after.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think we have any.
Jurgen Klopp made the final, but that's about it. Yeah, Jurgen Klopp has a bad record in finals, sadly.
Yeah, that too. But Liverpool have a good record in finals, so I guess it balances out.
Anyway, I'm not gonna comment. Yeah, I think that wraps up our week. Looking forward to the Champions League midweek games, and we'll be posting after that. So look out for that episode, and make sure to subscribe so you get to listen to us when we do update, guys. And also, again, comment below if you found anything interesting you want to comment on. And let us know if you like the podcast. It really helps.
Also, West Ham fans, please let me know like the situation with the club better. And if today was an outrage or was it coming?
Yeah, and Shrikar, as he said, he likes responding to hate mail. I'm sure he enjoyed it.
Yeah, guys, bring it on.
So
bring it on.
Keep it coming.
Well, yeah, we'd love to hear your comments on the West Ham or the West Ham kind of debacle as put. But also, don't forget, we also post this podcast to Google Play, iTunes,
SoundCloud,
and various other SoundCloud and various other podcast sites.
It's also on Pocket Cast, so if anyone listens on that.
So be sure to check those out as well.
That wraps up our content for the week. I'm Ansh.
I'm Shrikar.
And I'm Tristan. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you later this week.